Carol here, and a warm welcome once again to this glorious LDRS creative release. I have this in slow motion on 3 or 4 videos I did prior to this one, so you can check it out in slow-mo on those tutorials, which I will leave at the end of this video for you. This is a fantastic release, I have to say. I had so much fun putting it together. I have 3 or 4 more cards to go, but this tutorial's in true Carol fashion. The longest tutorial in history. Yes, I tell you. What's the name of that place is banging on my door here? The Guinness World Book of Records. They're trying to find a place for me in creative history. I'm sure of it. There's so many wonderful projects ahead of me here to put up. My husband had pneumonia and I had to take a little bit of time off there for last week, and now I'm finally getting up the tutorials I did for you with this release. So let's get going. In one of the packages here, the dies, you'll find this die that says "with love." You're going to actually die cut many portions. Now the reason I'm die cutting this like I'm doing here is I'm going to use this panel also on a card in the future here, and I have another tutorial as I grow this beautiful flower on the side there. I have another tutorial showing you how to color hearts, the different methods of coloring hearts. This is one of them with Copics, but that is for I think it's in the second video. I have another video going up after this. Can you believe it? And like I said, I had to take a break to look after my husband. He was quite ill. So it's good that he's up and I'm up going through another fantastic, fun hour and almost 2 hours of creating time with you. Now what I did is I took the heart stencil, the first one that you saw, the first die cuts you saw when I was showing you the release, and it has stitching along it. Now I had so many wonderful comments about the thread that my mind went right to these hearts. I die cut the middle heart at the top, the large heart in the center, and as you can see, the small one on the top. I'm going to show you this up close, I think, here, to show you how close it is to the edge. So you have to be careful which size pin you use to poke through the actual die that has the stitched edging. Keep it more to the outward portion of your card than to the inward portion of the heart. Now here's that gorgeous gold thread, and it looks like gold, let me tell you. I did another project that's coming up with this release as well with the silver. There's a silver stitching, and what I like about this thread, it has this flicker of gold in and out of it, and some of it looks actually clear, like it's floating in air. I can't explain it. It's just gorgeous. So you can see the gold, the silver, and in the middle is the just plain gold. It's the same texture, but it's solid. It doesn't break up to give you that fantastic look of flecks of gold. So here we go. Now I'm going to take a normal size needle. This is the longest one that I'm using in the normal. This is a dollar store pack where nothing's $1. I think I paid $1.50 for that container. And in it, it has these pins. I'm taking out the long one just so I can hang on to it. That's why I'm using this one. It's nice and thin. And then after 562 times of licking the thread and trying to get it through the needle, if I kept that in the tutorial, it would be like 19 hours and whatever. Actually, it was 19 hours of work time that I brought down to 1 hour and 45, something like that. Yeah, I'm cutting it again. I licked it so much that it was terrible. It was a terrible. Ooh, look at those holes. That's beautiful. So tweet. Thank you for stopping by. Love when my birds stop by, don't you? And here we go. You're going to need to have a pokey pad. Anything that's soft, you know, for putting the card on. So when you're poking through, It just gives you the resistance. So I start at the bottom, I run it through the top, then I take it to the next hole on the left, and then I go across it to the bottom right. You're crisscrossing this thread back and forth, back and forth. You'll see that I go in at the place, you know, behind the place where I came in, if that makes any sense. And I'm going to run it through right there. Look at that. Now crisscross it to the left. And I'm just trying to grab some thread. I had too much on the needle there. I had to move it out. So you've got a crisscross. I'm going over one, poking it through. Oh yeah, this is fun. And I'm holding my fingers behind it to hold the thread. You'll see that now and again, so it just doesn't get too loose and gets away from you. It just runs away. Yeah, just like that. So now I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I can't imagine. Oh, I'm going to cut it here. I don't know. I guess I just thought to myself, well, I think I'll start it again for some reason. It looks like I had enough thread there, doesn't it, to keep going, but I did. I thought, no, I'm going to start over. And yeah, I don't understand that. I guess when you first start something, right, you tend to caution on the safety side. And I guess that's what I was doing. Oh, you know what? I didn't do that. Oh, I love watching this, because I realized I just wanted to hold all of that thread with a piece of tape as I was going in and out, because I had too much thread. Whew. I was wondering, Carol, what are you doing? Why would you stop right there? That's why. I taped it on the bottom to hold the thread so that I knew I had to go in and out so many times. I didn't want it to get too loose. You know, no loosey-goosey here. I just wanted it to be tight as can be. And yeah, so that's where we're going with this. And I'm telling you, I'm going to do a lot of cards like this for special people in my life and for my 20,000 sub tutorial. I want to give some cards away as well as the gifts I bought. Man alive, I have so many things to give away. I sure hope I get to 20,000. Yeah, I'm asking a little much, aren't I? Yes, but you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision, my friends. And that's my vision, that I will actually reach 20,000. I know my tutorials are very long. I say it all the time, you know, but I can't help that. It's the way I create. It's the way I do my cards, and I have to keep, you know, the inspiration in the tutorial, and it's hours and hours and hours a week, as the Three Stooges would say. And so here we go. I'm all finished. Come on, show it, Carol. Get it in the camera there. Isn't it? Oh, wait till you see now. Here's where oh, look at that. It takes my breath away. It really does. That thread's amazing. Ooh, yeah, we're going to the center. Now you're going to use a lot more thread. And you can see I have a lot of tape on the back holding the thread down. But I decided to use my Chibitronic lights, and I want to light up this thread because it is so beautiful. You know, you can just play back and forth with the card to get that flickering you know, look to it. Can you imagine putting the Chibitronic lights behind it and to see that beautiful flicker? Look at it. Oh, I'm telling you, I know it's my own work, but I love it when my brain comes up with certain things, and this was one of the things it came up with. And you know, I'm working towards using my stash. I don't want to buy any more supplies. I want to stick to my, oh, yeah. I got to stop that because this thread is absolutely gorgeous. And you can see how I taped it all down and how clean it looks on the front of the cardstock. And I was struggling with what I was going to put behind it so that you could see the thread vividly and get the full effect of the look of it. And black looked pretty good, but not with Chibitronics, because I have to cover the back of this with vellum. And the best vellum to cover, because you don't want to see the gold foil strips, is 40-pound vellum. I have the 29 poundage, but the 40-pound from Stampin' Up! Is what I used. And you know, talk about flickering lights. look at this. My camera, I'm sorry, my lighting that was on the left side of me, it kept, every time I touched it with my foot, it went out. I really apologize, you know. It was just flickering off and on, but I had to keep going. I just thought, okay, hopefully it will stop doing that. And you get these things, you know. So here we go. You know the with love that I cut out? Well, what I'm doing, I want to make the words for high. So I put the guts, you know, the guts that fell out, the actual letters. I die cut them, so I had a lot of with love 4 times high, so I could design. I didn't know actually what the design was going to be. I just knew I wanted to have with love, about 5 with and 5 love, the words, right? So that I could design. So I just kept going with it. As you can see, I put the guts back in with my sticky tool, and I have orthodontic wax on the end of the tool. It works fantastic for stickage, because these cheaper pick sticks, it runs out of sticky. So orthodontic wax is so inexpensive. You can tear a little piece off, manipulate it, and let it work for you. So that's what I do. And being as I retired out of orthodontics, of course I have orthodontic wax hanging around the house. Oh yeah. So here we go. After I grow another flower, I have been so busy growing flowers and creating for you and for me. I got so excited doing this, you know, because I don't have a vision of the end result. I have a vision of it as I'm going along, what I'm going to do, because so many thoughts, and I kept them in, and I'm going to tell you, I kept bloopers in here like you wouldn't believe. This was a solid blooper tutorial. I couldn't believe I made that many mistakes in one creation. But at the end result, you'd never know. But you know, I was sweating and suffering, let me tell you. And they're funny. They're oh so funny. Here's the combo I always use. You can stop the video here and check out what the numbers are. I try to leave them on my blog. I'm just trying to get them in order for you. In slow motion, of course. This is my red combo for getting a nice heart color. It's the R37, the R39, the R59, the RB69, and of course the RB99, the deepest color. And there's my orthodontic wax that I'm playing around with on my pick stick. And we're going to put some more of these. Now remember, the letters are 4 high. You want to have that depth on there if you're going to replicate this card. And I'm just going to put some running tape to hold this with love down on the back of the yellow sheet of paper there, so it's not slipping. And then I'm going to use, of course, a nice tape, the you know, any sticky good glue, glue, you want to use glue. And it's right about here. I turned on my compressor down by my feet there, because I'm going to use my Copic air gun, and we're going to spray the letters, and we're going to spray them light to dark going up, so you have that nice ombre look. Now you don't have to have a compressor, you don't have to have an air gun. I'll show you later on. You can use it freehand, just rubbing across your letters with any colors. It doesn't have to be Copics. It can be, you know, watercolor, if you used watercolor paper, any type of coloring medium. I just chose, I wanted to use my air gun right here. It has a long wire so that you can reach, you know, across the room if you wanted to. Yeah, and then I'm going light to dark with the colors that I mentioned here. And I like using the Copic air gun because I can get in to all those little places, you know, just by blowing the Copic ink right into the color. There's no rhyme to reason. I started out doing the ombre look, and then I found, you know what, it's going to be difficult. This is my thought process, to keep track of all of the with loves that are identical. See how dark that RB99 is? I know my red colors right off by heart. I use them all the time. I love a deep red when making hearts. And on this card that's coming up, you're going to just be blown away with how beautiful this die, this stitched die looks. And I love the dies because they're like fat dies, you know, they're not long, they're not too wide, they're perfectly chubby. I love chubby hearts, yes. So that's what we're going to do with this. And then I'm going to show you, you can just take it. You can use your Copic, you know, if you have, they do have them without having to use a compressor, of course. You can buy the air can, the canister of air, whatever. And I just went along and experimented here. The reason why I'm holding it is that with the paper in front of me there, I just did not want to get sprays of color all over my supplies that are in front of me. I know they come off with an alcohol wipe. I keep the dollar store, where nothing's a dollar, alcohol wipes in the square little packets. I think you get a couple of hundred in a box. And they're my best friend right along the side of me because it'll clean your air gun, it'll clean your Copics. You know, if I ever get in a cleaning mood, futuristically speaking, see how I'm starting dark to light at the bottom? I'm bringing it in a different fashion. Yes, dark to light, then light to dark. Oh yeah, I'm going to just have myself so confused, I'm not going to know how to straighten it up. But I'm going to show you, there's the baby, alcohol wipes. Yeah, don't be using that on your baby. But yeah, putting the lids back on, putting them aside. Then I'm going to take, do the same thing actually with my tags. You know, those wonderful, wonderful tags. You get 11 sayings and you get the dies all in one. One pass through your die cutting machine, you have 22 actual sentiments. Oh, I tell you. And I'm using them up, let me tell you, on the cards now that I can get back in the craft room to do my edit voiceovers. My hubby's feeling much better. And here we go. So I started with the R37, then I moved to the R. Yeah, and there it's like, Carol, I know you want to show those. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I'll have to clean all my Copics after that. So I just thought, you know which ones I'm using. I think I put it up. But you want to keep an alcohol wipe. After you're finished doing your ombre look from light to dark to the left, I started right and moved to the left. You want to go over your letters, you know, the ones that say I love you. You want to take your alcohol white pad there and, you know, crisscross it so you have a point on it, and then go over your letters and remove the Copics. It's just, that's what I'm doing here. I have it and I'm just going across, and look at that. It comes right up just with an alcohol wipe. Just fold it to make a point and just go over it until that gold just pops off the paper and you're, oh, dark to light. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Dark to the left and light to the right. And I don't think it matters if you do it the other way around. And see how I'm going back over it? Because the dark just wasn't dark enough and I had put my Copic air gun away. So here's what I do to keep everything in order. Okay, just for the time being. I take my runner strip and I'm going to put all of the letters, hopefully, so I can see. Now see how that V is so much different as far as the ombre look than the H. And as I'm growing another flower just in between, because it looks a little void, it looks a little, you know, lonely. So I grew another flower. That was a carnation. And now I'm going to put it so I don't lose the letters. It takes 2 seconds to put a strip of runner tape, then put your letters down, and then you can use them in any fashion you like, you know. You can mix it up. You can do it exactly how you did it when you sprayed it, you know, with the ombre look. This one looks pretty close, doesn't it? The dark on the bottom and the light to the top. And they say other words too. Look at, okay, let's work on this. You can put me, M-E, in there. I just turned the W over and made an M. Or you can put love you. No, you can't. There's no you in there. Oh, Carol. And you know, it's in the evening, and I get crazy in the evening if I'm doing a voiceover. But this is the only time I had to do it. And so I'm going to do half of it tonight and half of it in the morning so I can get it up for you tomorrow. So here we go. I had to make sure that this was even. So I took my trimmer and trimmed a little bit off the right, turned it around, took a little bit off the left so that it was even. centered with the large heart. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, that thread, I'm going to become a sewing fanatic soon. You know, my mom would have been so proud of me. Yeah, she was such a beautiful seamstress, and I did not take to it. So, but I am now. I am now. I love it, and I love this gold thread. So here we go. Let's see what we're going to do as far as designing. Now, I thought, should I do it like, you know, rounded with love? I'm just taking my darker Copic to the right on my right hand as I pick the letters up, just in case, you know, the pen ink, the ink pen, my Copic, didn't get in some areas. So I'm keeping that. Yeah, see? That's there. Then I thought, and don't do what I do there, like put your marker, use your marker to take it off of the thingy dingy there, the file, whatever that thing is that I'm grabbing it with. Yeah, and at night I kind of go brain dead too. That's a terrible thing, isn't it? My tweezers. Yes, my tweezers. Then I thought of this configuration with love on each side, so I could use up there. You can tell my foot hit the light. And I thought of that. Now, I don't glue anything down until my mind says, yes, that's it. And I have to measure it all, so all the letters on the right match all the letters to the left. And I thought of this configuration, but then I thought it doesn't leave me room to use my beautiful panda bears. And you know, I colored about 50 of them, so I wanted to use them on this project. So I said, okay, I like the with love on the top. Let's start there. So I got out my T-square. I actually got a new one out. Yes, there's something about that one that had a wobble in it. And because they're only like $1.50 at Michael's, they're not expensive. I keep a few on hand. When I used to, you know, buy things, I'm not trying not to do that now, but they're very inexpensive. And I did see them once at my dollar store. There was one there, just one. So I grabbed it, you know, I think it was $1.25 or something. And here we go. I'm getting that on there. I'm measuring it out. And of course, I tipped the letters on the floor, and I had to go pick them up below me because they got stuck to my hand. Then I wiped my hand on the side of me, and letters were dropping like they were dropping out of the sky, I tell you. Oh, it was like, can anything else go wrong? Yes, it does, and I deal with it. It's okay. You know, it goes with the territory, right, my friends? It's like, how can you lose something that you just set down and you can't find it for 5 hours? And you just put it down. It was right in front of you, you know? And then you notice it got stuck to your sleeve or something, and you're walking around with it looking for it for 92 hours. It's crazy. Yeah, but that's the joy of crafting. That's why you have to have some kind of patience, you know, when you're creating, or you go crazy, because so many things happen in the process of making cards or whatever it is you're working on. You always have to deal with something, right? So here I'm measuring it out and making sure all the letters are as close to being right on as possible. I'm not going to lose my mind over it, but I like it to look somewhat, you know, even, I'll say. And I know that I wanted a little ledge. Hello there. Yeah, you can come out. Come on out. Say hi. Yeah. Oh, look what she's doing there. Isn't that something? Yeah. If I didn't have these things to just give me a smile, I don't know what I'd do. I just don't know what I'd do. They just perk me up and make me happy when I put them in my videos. You know, if anybody's happy, you know, the creator has to be happy, right? Like, or we couldn't keep going. And I'm designing on the fly, you know. I'm trying to think, okay, now what? So here we go. I didn't know what I was going to do with the middle thing going on there. So I thought, I want one at the top, I want one at the bottom. So I measured out the bottom with my T-square, as you can see there. So I had the same amount of space from the bottom up as I did from the top down. And it's pleasing to the eye, and when you have it like that. and then I'm going to glue them down. I have glue in my left hand and I'm putting it down with my right hand, and I'm having a ball because my mind is thinking, okay, I want that I love you up there in the center, but I didn't glue it down because you never know with me how it's going to go. But that was my thought. And then I wanted to use my, one of my 50 little pandas I colored. So I was looking at all of them saying, okay, what would be, what would look nice? And that looked good. And then I wanted to use a boing boing thing behind one of them. So I had to keep that in mind. And then I went hunting for my gold strips. You know, the strips that I've shown you, they're like stickers, but they're strips you get. They're $2.50 per bag. I bought a ton of the bags of gold, silver, black, and white of all different designs. I knew I wanted to use those on the side because they're very fine, they're delicate, and they add just such a beautiful touch to your cards. Now, the gorgeous little flower bouquets that are in this release, I thought, well, I could use it like putting this I love you inside one of the other hearts, Just so many possibilities. And then I thought, no, you know what, for now, Carol, let's just stop that because you're not quite sure what you're going to do and you could spend hours. Yeah, I got these for $8.25. They were like $44 or something. Those are those pool floating lights or something. I shared that. I got them a couple of years ago at Michael's. And you know why I got them? For the batteries, my friends, for the batteries that are inside. These are the right side for the Chibitronics. And there's 2 to each floaty. So I got a ton of them. Yeah, I thought of the gold right here behind it, but you know what? Too much. It takes away from the thread. Just too much gold. But I do incorporate that gold. So I put it alongside and poof, here we go, roses everywhere. And I thought, well, for now, I'm going to stick with the white. And that's what I did stick with. I had to make my own. It's 5.5 by 7.5 inch card. So I had to create my own base. And then I wanted one of these. Now I wanted to have a base to put my Chibitronics on. I wanted to have the Chibitronics behind the heart, the bulk of the heart. You know where we kept crisscrossing and you get that thicker part of the heart. The thread is the thickest in the center. You can move it up and down. It doesn't have to be in the center. I think I moved the bulk up towards the top of my heart as far as the thread. You want to cut a little square piece like this for your Chibitronic battery. And you want to have a gusset. So score 1 line over on your little square so it raises up just a tad. It's not going to have pressure on it because it doesn't have enough room. And then I'm going to take a white marker and I'm going to mark the spots where I want the chibi lights to be underneath the actual hearts. And like I said, in the bulk of all of the cross stitching you're doing on your heart. So here I'm getting out the Chibitronic items. Be mindful that the copper tape you cut in half. You don't need that much tape going across. You just need to build a little road that's going to house the point on one side, which is the negative, and the long side of that triangle, which is the positive, on that little road. And then you're going to follow the road around and nest on that little piece of square that your battery is in between there, your little wee book, let's say. So here I'm going to erase it because I can see it through the actual hearts, like through the thread. And this was where a major blooper came into play. And it wasn't a blooper on actually the setup of this. You can find fantastic Chibitronic videos explaining it on YouTube. But I'm going to show you something, the way my mind works here. You want to put a strip on your little book. Put your book so that the binding is up and your book opens from the bottom. Carry the actual strip of metal here, the copper, turn it, and every time you twist, just twist it over. keep remembering to use something to place it down. So I'm turning the corner here from the top of my book, down the spine, up, over, and down there. And I leave a little bit hanging in case I get confused at the end. It's always at the end where I get a tad confused. But this far is okay. Now you're going to put in the middle of your book, open it up, and put another piece of copper going across, up beside the copper you have on top of the book, go over, and then get that out of the way. I'm just going to move that out of the way, so I'll cut it off, and then I'll figure it out at the end when I see if the lights light up. So now fold it in a little triangle and go across here, remembering that this copper line is underneath, it's inside of your book. So you're going to see, okay, I need to have this much space on my road to have the positive and negative triangle touch the copper properly, and just have both of them like that. Cut it, I drug it across the bottom, and this is where if my lights light up without putting it near that book, I'm fine. I can cut it right off at the bottom, but this is the part that always gets to me down there. So put the battery inside your book. See how the book opens up from the bottom, and I had these little strips that if your copper strip gets broke, they have these little wee tape things. Yes, I'm going all the way down. That's what you want to do. You want to go up the binding, across the book, open the book and go inside so that the inside part obviously is touching the positive of your battery. So your positive on that round battery is facing up. All right, so you can see the strip right there. I just put a safety strip on it because I knew that it would break right about there because I added a little strip to it. I forgot to put it inside the book. So that's just a precautionary thing. So your book opens up, you put a strip inside the front cover. That's what's going to touch the positive round battery. You go outside, down the spine, up to the top, move it to the left, come all the way down, and you're finished with that one. Okay, you're finished with that one. Then you need to put another strip, which is on the inside of the book. That's going to touch the underneath of your battery, which is the negative. You're going to move it along, come up, go down, and it's going to be side by side on your little road. And that's how my mind thinks. So there's the battery. Get out one of your lights, and you can tape all your lights down. It doesn't matter if it touches the copper strip, as long as it doesn't touch the light itself, right? Just put tape on there to hold it down. Especially some of my lights have been used before, but I didn't want that particular color. So I have them seated in the bag as extras. So you want to make sure that they work. So I put it on, I press the battery. If that little dingy dongy doesn't light up, I know it's not a good one, so I grab another one. And here's the deal. I put the top on, right? I knew that this was the strip. You're not going to see that strip because I'm putting vellum on the back side of the hearts. So you're not going to see the road, and you're not going to see the book. You're not going to see any of that. So I put my tape down. Everything was lighting up. And then I got courageous and I thought, I'm going to put some more lights on there. It's looking good. I didn't mess this up too bad. It's crazy. Yeah, it looks, it was going along quite well for a time. I knew something was going to go wrong, but, I just wait for it with anticipation. And as long as I've got the road down and my book has the right tape on the top of the book, so you open the book up, you have the copper on the inside of your book, come out, up across the top of your book, down the spine, and up and across, then make your road. Yes. And there's probably so many good Chibitronic explanations that you don't have to go crazy trying to listen to mine. But this is the way I work, I just think of things as little objects, and then I rhyme little things, and it all comes together for me. So I ended up putting 6 lights on there, and they all lit up. Ooh, yes, was I excited. Firecrackers and fire thingies were going off. I did it. They lit up. Now, here's where the big boom came into play, as you might say, where my big blooper came in. I grabbed my vellum. This is the 29-pound vellum you get at Michael's. And then there's the 40-pound vellum that you get from Stampin' Up. I prefer, see, you can still see through that when you press the light, right? And then just test it and see how it looks. And it looked fantastic with the 40-pound Stampin' Up vellum. You couldn't see the road. All you did was see the lights through it. It was great. So I thought, now I have to, you know, just cut this out to fit and go on the back of my white cardstock. This is going to be taped down to this white cardstock. Okay, make sure you don't put it on the black. You're going to put it on the top portion where your beautiful decoration is. So I needed to get out some double-sided tape and put it on the back of the white cardstock where the hearts are, obviously, and put the vellum beautifully set on the back of this. Things were going quite well. I thought, wow, I don't know where I could go wrong from here on in. I put some runner tape to make it extra sticky. You know me with sticky. Then I put some glue. Oh yes, make sure you have glue. And yeah, and then it takes you, you know, a couple hours to get the yuckies out of the hole that dry up. And now it's halfway through. You can have a snack time. Kitty snack time. Now we're going to add the liquid glue and then the vellum. Okay. I did turn it over, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Okay, so you put that vellum down, and it is after midnight. So I thought, I'm going to get this done tonight. I'm not going to wait for the morning. And the reason why I don't do, my husband's been home sick all week, but my studio is the complete second floor of our home, and it doesn't have a door at the top when you walk up the stairs, and then boom, you're right in my craft room. Well, you can hear everything from downstairs. So here I'm just putting some tape on the back because vellum tends to curl. That's what I was doing there. So I generally do voiceovers during the day when my husband's not here because there's not much activity or noise going on. And I can always stop the video if it does. Isn't that nice? You can't see through that at all. Well, my husband's been home and you could hear a lot of things up and down. You know, people come in to make sure he's okay and family and yada yada. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this tutorial tonight after church, and when my husband retires for the evening and it's after midnight, and I told him, if you hear me talking to myself, I'm just talking to myself. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just talking to myself up there. I'm going to do a voiceover. And yeah, so that's why I don't have a door to my craft room. It just opens up into the second level. So I need silence, of course. So now it's, you know, midnight and everything's quiet and I'm doing my voiceover, and I'll have this up for you. You know, if I'm still awake and still in my right mind, I will put it up for you right after I do the voiceover, as soon as it uploads, downloads, and does its whole thing. Now, here, don't put tape on your little book. You want your book to be free folding, like you want it to be able to move up and down. You just don't want the battery to slide over to the side. So here's what I did. Don't do this. See all that tape that's 3 high? Yes, it's 3 high, all right? That huge honkin' roll, it doesn't go on the black. It goes on the white. Look at that. Isn't that a sight for sore eyes? I can't even look at it. It's hysterical. Look what I did. I covered it. And I wasted all that. Well, I'll use that tape, but I had to rip it off. And I'm going, oh, you got to be kidding me. Why didn't I put that white sheet over top to see? Obviously, you can see through the vellum. It's not that, you know, it is see-through to an extent. But look at, you have to check and make sure that your tape is not showing through the 3 hearts you have there. You know, you die cut there and all that beautiful stitching, and what do you see? double-sided, triple-sided tape through it. Oh no, that can't be. Anyway, that was a big blooper. So I took all that off and I started again. And yeah, I had to tear, let me tell you. And then I'm just praying I don't rip up my copper wire and it stays there. So I'll keep going and fixing this, and then I have to turn over the white sheet. And no, I don't have to do that because I'm going to fix it on the black sheet. Sorry. So there you have it. I have all that there. Now, this is another blooper right after this. You not only have to look at your image to see, look through it if you have an open image using Chibitronics, you need to see your lights, right? And you need to not see the double-sided tape. That is a no-brainer. So I had to rip all this off. Oh, there it goes. Cut it in half and then place it back on there. It was sticky enough to hold it. And there you couldn't see that through. And I was so happy. Then I thought, you know what? You know me. I don't like to see the sides of the tape. When you have a pretty card and you're really excited about the actual design of it, I don't want to see that tape showing through, you know, on the insides, like, you know, or I guess it's the outsides that you're looking at. So that gold paper worked perfectly. I scored at a 1/16 of an inch, between a 1/16 of an inch and an 1/8 of an inch, probably an 1/8 of an inch. I scored the line and then I put the fold of the 1/8 of an inch going down so you couldn't see the tape. That was the key, that fold. And then you have to make sure that this gold doesn't show through the white, the vellum on the white side of your card, right? So as I'm going, I wasn't thinking of that, but I was able to correct it. It's okay. I wasn't thinking of that because I'm so wanting that fold that goes down so you can't see the sides of the tape to look right. I was only concentrating on that. I didn't want to have any bends. I didn't want to have, I want it to look clean and gold and, you know, close to just about being perfect in my world. Yeah, in my creative thinking. And then I put that over and I realized, oh yeah, I caught it on time. Get that out. Make sure you can't see that. So I cut around it, the gold, and then to hold that fold that we scored on the sides, to hold it from not moving its way up and down because it's hard to glue, I took my smallest roll of pearls and I put them alongside the fold so that that actual fold could not come out. It stopped it. It was a stopper for the actual fold in the gold cardstock, and you'll see that in a second. Here I'm folding. You can see how small it is. Just enough to go over three levels of height on the roll of tape there. So I didn't want to touch the outside to get any nail marks or any wrinkles and crinkles. So I'm thinking, okay, I can't put glue on there, but I can put a roll of beautiful pearls going down the side. And the color was just matched beautifully with the white. So I put a stream of glue going right across there. I was happy, things were going well. And I put the, you know, it's nice and fine, yet it protects that gold. It won't come out. It won't flip up, you know, and cause myself to have a heart attack just looking at it afterwards, that I didn't think of doing that to it, because you can't put globs of glue to hold that score sheet down, that little section of paper, gold paper. See how lovely it looks? So that when you look at this, when it's all put together, when the front is put on and you have the back and the front, you have the back of this black paper seated on your white homemade cardstock, you know, the actual flip up card, it's just going to look beauteous. You're not going to have any tape showing, and all you're going to see is gold. My friends, it is perfect. Look at that. no wrinkles or crinkles or marks from my nails. Nothing went on that gold paper. I was so happy. And this beautiful pearls, line of pearls went on beautifully. And you know, it's that roll that I got at the dollar store where nothing's a dollar. And I got that, oh, I don't know, a few months ago when I went to see my specialist. And I saw a dollar store right across the street. And it wasn't dollar either. I don't know. I can't find a dollar store where everything's a dollar for some reason. So here you have it. And it's, you know, you're not putting any more glue than you have to. You're just gluing down this line of pearls. And that flap will not flip. And you're in like Flynn. It looks beautiful when this is seated. But, oh yes, something did happen when all of this was done. And I'll show you. And I'm putting this in to show you the things you have to be mindful of. Aren't the sides beautiful? They're just beautiful. I have to cuddle on the right-hand side there too. I think you can see that through the heart. And I'm making sure the tape and my lights all light up. Woohoo, they all do. Now notice this. When I began to put this on here and I was putting the book on the lower right-hand corner, that's where you have to press it. That's where the battery is, right? The lower right-hand corner. Okay, keep that in mind because my blooper is going to happen just about now. I didn't think, oh, I'm turning out the lights and showing you they all work. Yes, the Hallelujah chorus was coming alive right about there. Then I took this, okay, turned it around. I mean, yeah, I'm just making sure it's nice and flat. You don't want this because it has the vellum behind it. You want to make sure you're kind of pressing it so it's nice and flat. Well, somehow this got turned upside down. Now, that's how it should go right there. At the bottom, love, you press the button. All the lights go on. The lights are right in the middle, almost in the middle. They're behind that beautiful bulk of thread. You know, the crossover thread on each heart. So I got to doing something and I took this off and I went to put the double-sided tape on the back so that I could stick it to the actual, oh, I guess we're not going to show it. I don't want to start crying yet. I'm going to do something else. And here, I took this, oh, that's what I'm showing you. I wanted to see what I had left over for this project. These were left over from cards I was doing, and I wanted to make a couple more cards with that, so I set that aside. And this is probably where the transition happened. So once again, I am making my card. This is a 5.5 by 7.5 inch card, and so you have it folded over, and then I have a gusset, a one-line gusset, you know, so you just have a little bit of room. Then I'm going to seat my, after I glue it, I'm going to seat my white sheet because the whole project is going to be on top of the top portion of this card base. So the Chibitronics that I created, the black sheet, the white sheet, everything is going to seat on top of this card base. Then I have to do the inside, and I do the back side of my cards, of course. Card's not complete unless you do 1 or 2 or 3 sides of the card base, right? So here you have it. I'm putting the double-sided tape on the back side here so that I can put it on my Chibitronic section. And here's where I did not think about where my battery was. And the battery ended up going to the top left because I did it upside down. But not only that, it moved my light setting, so it was not in the middle. It was off to the side, the other side. Let's just say it worked out okay, and I could not take it off and redo it. That wasn't happening. So I was going to work with what I had. And so what that the heart, you have to press it up in the left-hand corners opposed to pressing it on the lower right. I mean, really? You know, and it just set my lights just a little off, and that's okay. They light up. You don't see anything but the lights. It just looks like I put the lights in there cross-eyed. you know, we all do that. Just cross our eyes when we're going to do the most important part. And I had this seated down so long when I was crafting that the whole inside of my glue stick went yellow. I remembered that though, right? I didn't remember anything that I shit on my card, but I did remember to take out this whole one tube because I burnt it and make sure that I had white flowing glue. Come on, stop coming out. Yes, look at that. Eeks. That's terrible. I don't like that, that's for sure. So let's move along. I thought I'd throw that in as I take the base and I put it upside down on my Chibitronic side where all my lighting was. So, and then I'm pressing it. This is the funny part. I am pressing it down on the right-hand corner. Wait a minute. Okay, everything. I'm going. Everything's right? No, look up the right. Look up, and the left-hand side on the upper right. There's where my Chibitronic battery is up there. It's on the upper left. Hello, you're supposed to be on the bottom. Look, there's nothing there. I didn't even catch on to it there. Where's my battery? I'm supposed to have a battery on the lower right. Look at me pressing it. Oh, maybe I should shut the lights out. Maybe if I shut the lights out. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there going, why is it? Oh, look at it. Oh, okay, put it this way. Oh, there it is. There it is. Didn't you see that, Carol? Let's look at it again. Now, let's look at it again, okay? The heart ended up having to get put on the up. See that? I'm going, press it again, Carol. Why is it up there? I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? But that's okay. That's okay. Once you settle yourself down and you know, have, if you drink coffee, you have 52 cups of coffee, you'll be fine. Yeah, look at me. How can I make this work? I can't. So you're just going to have to work with it. Yes, there's the heart I'm going to use. No, Carol, really? Yes, I must have been in, you know, shock. I just didn't know what I was doing there. But that's okay. My strip of copper is over to the left instead of in the middle. And my pressy book with my battery is at the top left corner instead of the bottom. Because most people like to hold the card and then press the heart, right, at the bottom. But not my people that get this. They're going to press it on the upper left. They're going to be looking for why do I press it up there? Oh, yeah, you still, even if it falls off, you still have to, there. Do. Yeah, I was having fun with it, and I actually liked it. I thought, you know, you have to just come to terms with these things. No, that looks ridiculous, Carol. Take those flowers off, yes. So, yeah, so once I got going on this, get everything nice and neat. It makes you, you know, it makes you feel better. Now I'm going to get out my stickers, my line stickers, these beautiful, beautiful gold embellishing lined stickers. I love these. I have used them forever. It will bring the outside of your cards to life on the edges so they're not plain white. It'll give you beautiful corners that we always like on our cards. And they're only $2.50 a pack. And you get all kind, like look how many I've used. They're just amazing. And then if you cut your cardstock on, you know, it's not perfectly straight, you can straighten it up with one of these lines. And, you know, your eyes will know, they won't know any different. Will just surprise your eyes. Yes, so here we go. You're going to have to put it, now this is going to take some, you know, steady hands, and you're going to have to uncross your eyes and get yourself focused. Focused, people. Let's just focus. And we're going to put this strip along the bottom. And some of these strips have beautiful designs, even though they're really, you know, intricate. It's not just a straight line. You've got little zigzaggies and some nice tiny circles and some crisscrosses. Yes, you're going to want to make sure you just do that. You don't want to do that. Okay, let's put some hearts in there. You don't want to take a big, you know, your big bone folder to do this intricate work. You want to do it with a little, something with a sharp edge. So this is what you do. Then you take a baby wipe right away and you wipe up the excess of your glue. It'll come off of your, see, you can do a nice brisk press on it as well. And it works out perfect, doesn't it? And see how you can see the gold from the sides that we put on there. On the left, you can see a little bit of it. And we're going to have this gold strip go all the way around. And this card becomes almost like a step-up card when it's finished. You'll see that in the pictures. It is one of my prettier cards that I have designed with LDRS Creative Products. I am over the moon happy. I know you're going to love this release because it is good for, you know, you have 22 sentiments, not only for Valentine's Day and for love, you have it for birthdays, sympathy, all kinds of sentiments in these 22 sets of sentiment, you know, fonts. And then you have the die that cuts 11 of them out at the same time at different lengths with tags on each side of the beautiful sentiment strip. So you're going to love it. See all the designs on there? Oh, they're beauteous. I've used so many of them. I have to be careful I put the right strip. You know, I'll grab a strip and then I'll be like 1/8 of an inch too short. And then I go to grab another one and it's not the same design. Oh yeah, I did that through this card as well. But you know, it's worth it. It is. If you come out with a finished card that you absolutely adore, that you're so happy and contented with the outcome of it, and your mind thought it all up all by yourself, you'll be very happy, you know. That's what designing is all about. It's taking your mind and maxing it out, you know, thinking up little things that make it your own. And, you know, so it's 10 hours long. I mean, really, you know, some cards just have to be because there's so many elements in it. And, yeah. And I did bring this down from, I think, 19 hours to this. So I thought I did a pretty good job of doing that. I can't help the length of it, but, you know, I came to terms with it. I came to terms with it that computers do have stop buttons and fast forward buttons. And we can just fast forward to see the end of it. We don't have to go through the agony of watching it all. And that's the beauty of YouTube videos, right? I like to watch all of them. I like long videos too, especially if you're making an album or something. I'd rather sit and watch the whole thing with 6 hours than break it up into 14 parts. That's just the way my mind thinks. I don't mind at all. So, yeah, so here we go. I'm going around it. I'm going to put it, and see how you see the pearl step on this? You have the pearls, then if you lift it up a little bit, you're going to see the gold fold. Oh yeah, we got a gold fold and some pearly whirly whirlies. And then we have a little strip of whatever on the top. Zigzag wiggity wag. Oh yeah. There you go. See, it's after midnight. I told you strange things happen when I do whatever I'm doing. What do you call this? Voiceover in the night. Let's do voiceover in the night with Carol Held. I should do a podcast with that. Wouldn't that be hysterical? You know, I think I'm going to start podcasting. I really like that. I listen to a few podcasts with crafters, and I find them interesting. You know, you get to know more about them personally. Then, yeah, there it goes. You know what I was thinking here? Oh, no. Don't tell me. Only one light is lighting up? Wait a minute. Maybe if I put the heart... Oh, there they come. Yeah. I mustn't have enough strength in my Peter Pointer finger. If I had to stand on this with my heel, that was going to light up. Yeah. I don't care. I'm just there. Light up, little fellas in there. You better light up. Oh, yes. I realized that with Chibitronics, you don't have to press, you know, really hard on them. Just a simple press, like a light press, will activate them better than if you put all of your, you know, motorcycle muscles, arms, strength into them. It works better with a feathery touch. Oh, yeah. So here we are. I'm looking at it. I'm super duper happy. Let's shut some lights off here, folks, and touch that heart and ooh and ah together. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh, wow. That's beautiful, even if it wasn't right the first time. Ooh, yeah. Yes, beautiful. I love it. Turn the lights on now. Does that thread not look beautiful? But it's not complete. This card is not complete. Okay, there's more to go. Don't use these yet. I am going to use these on the third side of this card, but I'm just looking at it to see, you know, so my mind can just take little pictures like click, 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 you know, just memorize all the stuff on here in case I want to use it on the next page, and I'm going to. So at some point here, I'm going to put them away, and we are going to move on to another design. I want to use some of my pandas. I want to use some of my bouquets of roses that we colored with the Copics. And I don't know why I kept this in the edit. I guess let's just stare at it. I did a lot of staring on this one. I thought it was very simplistic in nature, but yet over the top with that beautiful gold thread. Then when you press the heart, it all lights up. You can't get any better than that until you see the inside. Oh yeah. So I'm going to put this away and I'll get it out again. I'm trying to keep my island free. I'm trying to keep a 12 by 12 inch space to design with on this one. Now here we go. I've got the little pant. Is he not so cute? And I wanted him seated on the love looking up. Then I thought, well, wait a minute. Maybe I want this heart to match the heart up in the upper left with a little panda hanging on to that gorgeous heart that matches the one up at the top. Maybe. I had a little red on the heart, so I had to just go over it a bit with my white pen, my Signal broad tip white pen, and you can't even see it. It's perfect. Yes. So I wish I had to put the card in front of me so, you know, I could kind of look at it so I knew what was next or what I was doing. Oh, back to the little guy looking up in the air. Oh, he's so cute, isn't he? Then I thought, I have to get out my teensy mini, and these are teensy weensy eyeballs. I'm going to put them on my pandas. You have to. Now I thought, okay, my bouquets of flowers, they have to go on the edges because a little crease was on that side. I creased it somehow. I don't know how I did it, but I got to cover it. So it's not hard. I just took my bouquets of flowers, 3 on each side, and I made a little arrangement because remember now, when you die cut these, if you don't stamp them going the opposite way, they're all going to be in the same direction. And I've got them going on the right and the left. So you have to, you know, be a little creative here on how you're going to make them look different, but yet in a beautiful cluster. So I was going to put with love to, and then I thought, I don't think I have a U or a Y. Yeah, so I had to come up with something else. So what I did first, I'm concentrating on my boing boing. Yeah, my art impression boing boing. That's going to make it go all over the place. Love these things. Look on these pandas. LDRS created this design project of these stamps and dies. This release is tops. I tell you, I've got at least 5 more cards coming up, and I want to get them all up before the 14th of February. Yes, my husband getting so ill was, I'm not going to say, you know, it was difficult just for me to do anything during 8 days. I had to take care of him, and he appreciated it. So, you know, my crafting doesn't come first. So, you know, I had to take care of the hubster. So that's what I did. And now he's resting, and I am working the midnight hour. Well, I couldn't do shift work. I go in at 12 o'clock, you know, to do 12 to 8. And at about 12:15, I'd fall asleep, and I'd wake up at 7:45. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I tell you, that shift is a crazy shift. Who works all night? We're supposed to sleep. That's our sleeping time. So here we go. I'm thinking of making a heart bow. Oh, yuck, don't do that, Carol. Just set that aside. That takes away from the beautiful crisscross of my stitching, of my gold threaded bow stitching. Now you can get out all your dies that has stitches on the outside and do this with them with the gold thread. And then I thought I want to put a birthmark crystal lacquer. In my case, I get that from another place, and it's the same as the Versamark. And then I went to my stash and I got this cord, this black cording. That black cording gave the panda, a panda bear has substance, and my bows needed to have substance. It wouldn't look cute with, frilly dilly ribbon. It needed to have something with bulk. And so the little panda bear just stood off the page. So this twine, black twine, did it. I tied it in a knot, I put hot glue. The hot glue worked the best, my friends. Put the hot glue on there, and there you have it. And they look different, don't they? The design of the flowers look completely different on each side, yet they're die cut out 6 times the same. It's just one die, all cut out, but arranged differently. That's exciting to me when you're creating. I love the sides. Ooh, I got glue on my finger. Be careful there, Carol. And I love everything about this. It's just love. It just shouts love, doesn't it? And I'm just taking the little strings that came out of my cord there, out of the bow. So here you have it. Don't you love the stitching? Oh my, I could stare at this card. I have it sitting right in eye view, It's that pretty. Thank you so much, Angie Hunt. Thank you to the design team members. There's the side. See how you cannot see any of that ugly tape? I can't take ugly tape. Okay, I have to cover it. In all my cards, you'll see them covered. They'll be covered with lace. They'll be covered with ribbon. They'll be covered with paper, but they will be covered. Let's shut the lights out and go to the top left, and let's press that button. Oh yes, press it, Carol. There, see, if you don't do it heavy, those Chibitronics work perfectly, but it won't work on the bottom right, okay? It'll only work right there. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, beauteous. Look, oh, it's not quite in the middle, but that's okay. I could have done more damage, but I didn't. That's nice. Turning on the lights, and let's take a big sigh that I haven't done something wrong yet. We haven't got another blooper yet. So let's go heavy on the yet, and we'll carry on. Look at the sides, look at the top. Look at how you can't see from the sides that ugly tape. And it's all gold, and it's got pearls. It's going to have more things too when we get to the inside. Remember, I haven't seen this card on its card base yet. This is just the one page that goes on top, my friends. Then, oh yeah, glittering. It's raining gold. Oh yes, it's raining gold. Yes, singing in the gold rain. We're singing in the gold rain. It's gone. Okay. Yeah, it was a sun shower. It's one of those quick sun showers. It comes and it goes. So here we go. I bet you're thinking, I wish you'd go too, Carol. Man, this has been long listening to you. Whew. Yeah, you think I'd like to hear myself talk, don't you? But I really don't. But it's what you have to do if you do a voice over. You can't just edit and say nothing. I mean, yeah, that goes with the territory. So here we go. Let me see what I'm trying to do here. Now, here's another thing I had to do. I had to make another card base. My former card base was a tad too short in length and width. So I made another one, and that was okay. I wanted to be able to seat those beautiful sewn gold hearts and Chibitronics on top of this, and not have it sticking out the sides. It couldn't be measured exact. It had to be a tad bigger round. So I made a gusset, did the exact same thing as I did on the other card, and then my surprise visitor came to join me to see what I was doing and wanted to pop in and say hello and join in the fun. Hey, is that you, Hunter? Oh, come on, come on. Yes. Oh my, that was a bonker right there. So here comes my grandson, Hunter. Nan, this is not fitting in that hole. Oh, you're kidding. Now what do? We get out the granddaddy. Hi, everybody. Hello, my name is Hunter. I craft with my Nan. We need to get a bigger machine, don't we, Nan? And I'm sure you have one, he said. And I said, yes, I do. This is the granddaddy of all granddaddy machines to put tape on our Xyron granddaddy. Love these. And I said, go ahead and do it, Hunter. Let me show you. Keep going around. He's pulling it through. Then I said, you have to check on it. You don't want to cut it off because that'll take us another 14 hours to correct it. So let's just wind it out. There you go, Hunter. Go, yeah. Oh, man, it's not coming out. Okay, do it again. Slowly. Oh, yes, you got it. He was giving the thumbs up. Look at people, we did it. Looks like a little television, doesn't it? Little iPad, in his case. Yeah, he's knocking on it. You're a good machine, he's saying. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, Nan, 2 thumbs up. Let's have a thumb fight. Isn't that yeah. See ya, everybody. See ya. We're off to get a snack. Oh, yeah. So now back to the pack. I keep these in zipped plastic bags so I can see what collection. Yes, come on. Oh, she's taking them out. She's going to catch me here visiting again. So let's go through. I want to have the open heart. That's what I'm searching for. I mean, look at this release. Affordable, my friends. Everything about LDRS is not only top notch, it is affordable. Everything matches with every collection. You can interact with everything. You can go to another collection that will work with this collection. It is wonderful. I love it. I love looking through my LDRS creative bags and seeing what I can use. So we're going to take the top off, and I had this idea. Okay, I was going to work on this section. I got out my open heart right here. This is where it has the With Love die. You can see it up above the heart. So many hearts in this set, it's crazy. I cut through this. Now remember, the Xyron tape is on the black part of this black paper. I left it on the sheet, so we're not going to touch it. So that means the heart that I took out, that's seated over there, that has sticky back on it. Now, I laid this out on my good page protector. These are the page protectors I buy. Page protector acetate pieces. I cut it around like this, and I turned it around, and lo and behold, you're not going to believe this, it looks like black denim. Black denim. I'm going, wow, that's awesome. I should have stuck with that, but not me. I have to grab something. I had this idea of putting Versamark, LDRS Creative Versamark, and I thought of putting that on here. Oh, I tried to work with that old thing. I grabbed it by accident. Yes, get that off. And it has 2 sides, so if you make a great big mistake on this, you just turn it over and work with the other side. You're in like Flynn. So I did it again. I poured some liquid Versamark right straight onto my sheet. Now I do have acetate on the back, so obviously it's going over into the heart that I cut out, but that's okay. You can wipe that clean. Now I did this. Now I pushed it too hard, and the flowers, all of that liquid Versamark went into each other, and it almost looked like cookie dough all mixed up together. I thought, okay, I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to put this glittery Versa powder, embossing powder on there, and look at, yeeks. Yeah, the front is so beautiful. I just couldn't see doing anything with this. Like, that just didn't make me smile right there. So I thought, okay, Carol, you own a pokey tool. Let's design. let's just go around it, put the powder back. Come on, don't tip that all over the floor. Put it back, and then let's just work with those flowers. You know, take the pokey tool and take some of that crazy embossing powder out so it actually looks like daisy designs. I'm going to try it. But it didn't work. You know, as you start pushing along with Versamark, especially if you use liquid Versamark, opposed to just using flat Versamark that you get out of the container there, you know, that's on the pad, it's thicker and it's goobier. So you have to, it's harder to design with because as you're pushing globs of Versamark ink and the Versamark powder, you know, the embossing powder, so to speak. So I'm doing this and I'm thinking, no, I'm not even taking this to another level. I'm getting baby wipes and I am going to smudge all of this off. Yeah, look, all of it. And isn't it the funny thing that it turned gold? It just turned gold, and that wasn't gold powder. That was white sparkle paper powder. And I'm going, this is crazy. So I grabbed my Costco baby wipes and took out about 322 of them to get all of this cleaned up, because there's no way you can work with glitter, you know, so that glitter goes on everything. So let's just clean it, you know, take an hour and a half out of your time and get it all off your surface. Yes, grab them. You know, Costco baby wipes come with so many in the box that it's crazy. You know, in the package, I get a case of them so I know I'm okay. And now I thought, if I don't wipe all the black cardstock off completely and I'm left with this acetate, I'll be okay. You know my heavy hand. I mean, I ride a great big 1440 Softail Deluxe Harley, and my arms, oh yeah, they're muscly. And then I turn it over. Let's forget the muscle arms. We don't want to talk about that. I turned it over, and what did I see? Some black denim looking at me. Boy, that sounds like a book, doesn't it? I turned it over, and what did I see? Some beautiful black denim looking at me. That was not nice that I saw on the back. So I think I'll turn it around and keep doing my yak. Whoa, that was bad, Carol. That was bad. Yes, but the first part was okay, wasn't it? We're going towards 1 o'clock. Yes, and, you know, I'm getting tired, but I'm getting crazy tired. That's a good tired. And I'm going to keep going because I know this is going to turn out wonderful. I'm going to step it up because this is going to be, of course, a shaker. Why not? So get your baby wipes out and get all that glitter out from that heart. I mean, this did not have one thing wrong with it. Okay, let's take a black piece of cardstock, run it through your Xyron, okay? Then put your acetate over top of the sticky part of that black paper, and instantly you are going to see black denim. Perfect black denim. I don't know if it's the Xyron glue that gives it that pattern. It probably is. And I worked with that. I loved it. I grabbed my Michael's heart stickers in the, this was bronze. I'm going to start running out of talk here. I have some iced tea sitting beside me, so I'll just stop for a minute and take a little sip. There you go. I'm filling it all in and taking the little ones off of the double-sided tape, just spreading it around. And then I'm going to put acetate over top of this so that you have acetate on the front where that beautiful black denim appeared. And now we have our glitter and our double-sided roll. That is too high. Like, I rolled it twice. And I think I might have did it only once, you know, that I'm looking at it. Because you just have flat shaker pieces of hearts. You don't need it up 2 times. Yeah, that's, or do I? Did I put another one on there? Oh my, I don't know. I have to look here. Was I just no, I did. I put another one. I was thinking to myself, Carol, it's not like you to not put too high. I always do things too high, or 4 high or 6 high, but I did it too high. There's the honk. It used to be a full roll before I started this project. Yeah, I started out with a full roll, and then I end up with a 4-inch round roll when I'm done. And most of it I had to take off, and I'm going to have to reuse it because it was all bonky boo-boos in here. Bloopers. I like watching bloopers, and you can be guaranteed if you're working on you're watching my channel, I am going to have 1 or 2 of them on there because it just happens. Bloopers happen. You have to just let it go and have fun with it. Put some more down in there, Carol. Oh, yes. And once again, I'm using product in my stash. It feels so good to work with your products, doesn't it? And then to work with these top-notch products from LDRS Creative. I think you're going to really love this card. It's one of my faves. And the next card that's coming up after this, I think you're going to enjoy it as well. So many different facets to designing when you have so much to work with, isn't there? So cut around your acetate. You have acetate in the front, acetate in the back, and now we can design a simplistic little design using our panda, sliding down that heart see-through shaker card, and I'm going to do the back portion with some 5-inch rolled double back tape by Suquang. Tape is wonderful, just down there in one cut. I'm folding it over to cut it so I don't have to use too many lines of double-sided thin tape. Just comes off as one tape. Now here's the card base right there. I went around the card base with black, thin black stickers. You know those real fine stickers we use the gold on? Well, I did it on the back because I had some room. And once I get the glue started, get a pin and do the whole thing. There we go. Once I get this on like that, it's going to be perfect because remember, the middle is the 5-inch Suquang tape. So it worked out perfect. I have a black line on the outside of my base so that you can go down. It's like a stair step going down. Now I'm going to seat this right there, and that was the perfect sized gusset that we made. So when you folded it, can you imagine if you didn't put a gusset in there, put 2 lines so you had room? How are you going to fit that in there? That's why when people ask me why I put a gusset line on all of my cards when I, score down the middle, I always score it 1 over so that it leaves me even 2 spaces over on the Martha Stewart scoreboard. You can go 1 line, 2 lines, just to give it a place so you can seat some characters or some shaker elements in a shaker card. You can't do that if you just score it and fold it. There will not be enough room. So that was great. So now we have that seated in there. I'm going to finish putting my double-sided tape across the bottom here, holding this down, and we are going to seat this whole panel, hopefully. Oh yes, and use, you know me with tape. I don't want anything to come apart. So we're going to turn that, make sure that check the front. That's a no-brainer, right? If I had to tear this up too, oh yes, I would lose my mind. So here we go. I've got it seated here, black denim. I have enough glue on there so that I can move it. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? See, I have enough room to move it. I wanted to touch the lower level of that gusset that I scored, that nice deep score in there. And then I want you to see all these, bang it, Carol, bang it, all these hearts floating in there, all these hearts going all over the place with that open die. So many possibilities you're going to see with that open die. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I am going to get so many projects done even after Valentine's Day, I'm going to be working with this because it is one of my favorite releases. And I saw that Angie was on HSN, and I saw everything she had there I wanted. Everything. Oh, it killed me. Yes, but you know, you can't keep looking at stuff like that because you can't have everything, Carol. So just stop looking. Just use your stash and stop looking. It just, you know, makes you want to have other things, and you don't need other things. So there you go. I just talked myself out of it. But I'll talk myself back into it, I'm sure. Yes. Yeah. So here we go. Thank you if you're still with me. You know, we've gone into another day already. So you worked with me yesterday and you're watching me again today. And back into this. Now, here was the thought, okay? On this sticker thing, right here, on these stickers, I'll leave the name of the brand so that you can buy them. They're only $2.50 per package. I don't know how many layers you get in there with the supplies, but the flowers were so close to the embossing folder. No, not the embossing folder. The didn't have an embossing folder, Carol. With the it's called a stencil, my friends. The flowers were so close to that stencil. I couldn't use the stencil unless I used alcohol inks on the acetate. So I didn't want to risk anything happening to this. And I saw that they had beautiful hearts, beautiful stars, and beautiful flowers that matched. So I was making a night scene on the top portion of the heart. And then I looked over at my little pandas. You know the little panda that's looking up? So on the floating heart here, the half heart, oh, beautiful. Yes, it's just, hearts are coming out from everywhere. So what I did was I put a gold strip going around the edges on my acetate. You have to be very careful doing this because everything slides on acetate, right? And so you want to take strips that you can hang on to at each end. That's the easy way of not making mistakes. Having a piece on the right, piece on the left, and then seat it down on your glue. Then take a little baby wipe and wipe her down, and then you can grab a ruler and make sure, you know, that one went perfect. I didn't have to do anything with that one. And then I decided, you know what, you need to raise these up more. You need to raise these flowered, you know, this star. And on that white sticker page, see how it had that snow scene? You can't see it yet. But it had a sticker that looked identical to falling snow out of the sky with like clouds. You'll see it. I already put it up there. You can see I put a line of that gold on the left side, on the bottom side, and then it's going to match all of the hearts. Boo! And we're going to carry on with my little guy. He's already got tape on the back of him. He's going to sit right there. He's not going to move because he's got all stickies on the bottom of him. And he's looking straight up. And this is where I thought of the googly hearts that I have in my stash. So I grabbed those out and used the teensy weensy ones. They come in little tiny teensy eyeballs. And I love that. I have all the sizes so that you can use them on almost anything. And then the designing came. Sorry for the glare in the bottom left corner. It's from my light and the acetate. So I wasn't sure. I didn't like the 3 hearts going across. It really took away from those, you know, see how it has that clouds, white clouds at the top? That, oh, just beautiful. And it's trimmed in gold. Those stickers is trimmed in gold. You'll see it close up on when you look at the pictures at the end. So I had to take those hearts out. They didn't match down there. So we'll see what I did with that. But I'm putting a fine line going across here so that I can seat some more gold. Isn't it beautiful? They're so tiny and so dainty. There's probably more words you could use for it. It's just beautiful. So here you have the front. It's complete. It has the gold. You look at the sides, and then you open it up, and you get that dark, beautiful image that is like satin. Even though it looks like black jeans. It's like black, shiny satin jeans. I loved it. And then I am going to put, I was going to put it flat, but I ripped it off. And I wanted to put something else. So here I'm just taking the glue off, and we'll start again. You can do that with acetate because it wipes clean with that little square alcohol wipes. Just wipe it across and everything. Just be careful you don't poke lines in it with your pokey tool. You know, have a light hand. Then I thought of that, and I didn't like it, so I took that off. I'm just going to remove anything that I have there. And then, a surprise, my brain went into a different thing here. I needed something for his little bottom end. It kind of looked like he was falling off that open thing there, so I'm trying to think of something here. So first of all, I loved this open heart where it didn't close quite at the bottom. I liked this die, so I put L on the outside. I wish that light wasn't there. I apologize. It's so hard to see. I'm happy there. Oh, we should have moved it over just a bit more, or else turned the light. You can see Hunter peeking in. So I put the L and then the OV inside the heart. And see how the heart has, it has that punched out area? It's so pretty. And then I, excuse me, then I put another one of the sentiment banners there. And let's get close up. Doesn't that, to my one and only. Isn't that beautiful? And then I had the stickers that had the heart, the star corners, because it's like a night sky. It's like a heart shaker night sky. And see how the acetate going on top and pressing into the Xyron paper that we ran, that black, it has to be black through the Xyron. Then you take it, you know, you take the Xyron glued side off, add the acetate, and that's what you come up with, my friends. Beauteous. It's exquisite. It's wonderful. I'm just adding a little bit more glue, and then, yeah, pressing it down so it doesn't pop up by accident. Isn't that lovely? And so is my little panda bear. In another video, you can see that I used the Dottlism pen to put dots on all the pandas. So I have links on my blog. You'll check I have all the links to all these products that I used on the first video I did. So this is, I think, 4th or 5th card I put up. And then you're going to see all the products that I use. And see how it seats on the top of that acetate, the glue? That you're able to clean it up so quickly? It's wonderful. And here you have OVE, I love you. And then it becomes I love you. Yes, you can get your ruler, or as I told you, I don't do anything anymore thinking that my eye is going to be right on. Never is anymore. You turn 65 and everything goes wonky. Yes, it's not straight anymore. So there's the front, the boing boing, press, get all the lights on there, open it up. Oh, I had that lift. I made sure I had the lift so that the front page being heavy was seating on that lift. You have the gold on the side so you can't see the 3 layers of that double-sided roll. And now, excuse me, I'm going to probably turn the lights off, but this is complete. The second page is complete. We have the front page done, our Chibitronics completed. Then we have our starry sky with our velvet black denim. That would be awesome for mail cards, wouldn't it? The black denim. Then I used the guts from the black denim here. I'm going to put another little panda looking up in the sky. No, he's not going to be skiing. Nope. I'm going to put high, though. I'm going to put high. He would look cute if he was skiing, but it didn't go with the theme that I was doing. So I got a white heart, and I'm going to work the high, the HI, inside this open heart. These are called open hearts. They're beautiful, just beautiful. And the eye fit in that section so eloquently. It was lovely. So here we go. What am I doing here? I'd love to know. Oh, okay, maybe I do use him. Okay, this is what I did. It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. Yes. Let's see. I wanted it to look like a heart balloon. That was it. And I want him to be, I think, on a boing boing. So on the back, so that, yeah. I'm just taking a few of the threads off. So I'm thinking, okay, what if that heart was a balloon inside the open heart? And you can see the black denim, the black look. Actually, the denim part is on the back because the sticky was there, right? But you do have the acetate on the top because I put acetate on the top and the bottom of the black sheet as it ran through the Xyron. So you're getting the flat black on the front here, and then the sticky is the black velvet on the back. I hope that you understood that. It's hard for me to even think of it. So here we go with my tweezers, and I'm going to put the high inside this open white heart, which is going to seat on that beautiful thread the rope type, you know, that nice rope in black to give it some structure. And yeah, there's the boing boing. Oh, I decided to do the boing boing on the heart balloon and not the panda. See, things change. Things happen as you're designing. It's wonderful. And then I have to cover up the fold at the back of the card because this is the back of the card, my friends. So the fold was folded over and I want to cover that so you don't see it. So here I'm just going to stick down the thread. I think I have to use hot glue actually. I don't think the wet glue was doing it for me. I don't know, it might have, but I slid that underneath. I think I cut off a little piece so it was cleaner. And let's just see. I'll leave it there to dry. You know, I had this card done a few days ago when I finished it. I think I finished it Friday maybe. And I have just been waiting and waiting to find time and quietness to do my voiceover. And I'm glad I explained it to you that when you walk up my 11 stairs to the upstairs second level of our home, the whole entire floor is my craft room. So yeah, I have no door on it because the opening is so large. It's a nice large opening. And when everything is quiet, excuse me, when everything is quiet, I can do voiceovers all day and create in nighttime. But seeing as my husband was home all week, yeah, I had to wait, and that's okay. And it was fun bringing him back to life. Yes, he was very, very sick. So, yeah, it was enjoyable taking care of him at times. Yes. About the fourth tea, you know, Carol, is the teapot on? That's so funny to me. Yeah, there's some things we say all the time that's just crack us up. Yep, here goes the eyeball right on there. But he's, I told him he could come upstairs with me and we could do this together, but he's not well enough, you know. He said, no, not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. So, anywho, here we go. So put some little eyeballs looking up into the sky with my little buggly eyes. It's good to have those in your stash for sure, isn't it? And the thing that excites me most about this collection, believe it or not, are these banner dies and the 22 sentiments, and they all cut out in one run through your die cutter. It was just so, I saw it before I got the collection. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the collection, and I'm watching everybody's video. Here I'm covering up that fold. Doesn't that make a big difference when you put these stickers right there? You don't even know you have a fold there. It's wonderful. And I try to make the end match the end of the other side if I can. So there you have it. It's rich looking. Just adding the black and white with the red high on there. I just love it. I just love it. And then I end up putting the white. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure. lost myself here. I thought I put the white cloud looking one on there. I possibly could. I just wanted to break it up, so there we go. Unclogging, always unclogging, aren't we? And running the glue across the top. And let's see, do I put the zigzag? Oh yes, I put the zigzag. That is so pretty. So pretty. I must have looked at this card every 5 minutes. I was so happy with the design of it. Now I'm going to add a little bit more of the glossy accents, which is crystal lacquer, and make the little panda stand out, because everything is flat as far as the cardstock. And then we have the, right across his eyes. He's not thinking lately. He's just coming into my videos whenever he wants to. That's okay. I think he's a funny little dog. Now that we're ending our project, we're going to take a little look around at everything. I'm going to turn a few lights out so you can enjoy the gold thread with the beautiful panda flowers, all the Chibitronics behind the heart threads, with love from a die that we had in the set. This, there's so many heart dies in it that we put our Copics. I'm going to have a tutorial on that. But let's enjoy this card. It has the banner, I love you. I used the stickers on all the way around to frame it. It's lifted up on the front page. This has 2 pages because you do have your Chibitronics underneath the white sewn hearts, your thread, right? And now I had to put our little looking up panda and have him look down at the sky. I mean, you can look up and you can look down, and he's going to look down so that I have all 4 sides like I usually do in my cards. And I want my little panda to enjoy this card, of course. And the sky with the flowers that match in the release. There you have it, my friends. And the back is just as pretty as the front, I think. Everything comes together on this card. I love it. And I love that you cannot see the double-sided, triple-sided tape on the sides because we covered it in gold. So you have yourself a blessed week, my friends, and enjoy the pictures. This is it. I am complete, and I'll see you on the next tutorial. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me.